I excitedly took the brand new military uniform, but I saw someone else's name on the collar. I returned the uniform, but the officer just tore off the name tag. He told me the workers had made a mistake. My doubts were finally dispelled. I didn't notice at all that there were many more name tags under the table.
And these so-called new uniforms
Actually came from soldiers on the battlefield. After they sacrificed their lives, their clothes and boots would be stripped off, packed and sent to the rear. Then female workers would clean them thoroughly. They would sew up the bullet holes on the clothes, but there were too many uniforms, and the name tags were often forgotten to be removed. During the principal's impassioned speech, the students threw away their books excitedly. They were full of joy, ready to march to the battlefield. But soon our smiles faded away. The French artillery fire kept coming relentlessly. I delayed putting on my gas mask, because I was helping my comrades. The captain noticed this scene. He advised me not to be foolishly kind. This was my first day in the army. Contrary to what I had imagined, the first task after we reached the trenches was to scoop out the accumulated water with our steel helmets. I was assigned to stand guard at night, but I wasn't afraid at all. Instead, I excitedly loaded the bullets into the gun. At that time, I didn't realize at all that the flash from the muzzle had already exposed my position. A bullet whizzed towards me. Fortunately, the steel helmet on my head blocked the bullets for me. Suddenly, a signal flare rose into the sky. Immediately afterwards, the French army launched a fierce attack. I quickly hid in the bunker. At that moment, I was trembling all over. I regretted my decision to join the army. When I woke up again, everything around me was in utter chaos. I was lucky enough to survive, but my comrades around me were not so fortunate. Corpses were everywhere as far as the eye could see. I received an order from my superior to collect the name tags of the fallen soldiers. While searching, I accidentally stepped on a pair of glasses. A sense of unease welled up in my heart immediately. I strode forward to check. To my shock, I found my deceased good friend. It was also on this day that I finally understood the true origin of my military uniform. After 2 years of baptism by the flames of war, I became a seasoned veteran. Upon receiving the order to attack, I rushed towards the French trenches without hesitation. Even when people around me fell, I didn't pause for a moment. I just kept charging forward with my head down. Soon the French front line collapsed under our attack. To my surprise, the enemy's food supply was actually so abundant. Looking at the table full of delicacies, we began to gobble them up greedily. Suddenly the table started to shake. Even the rats scurried away in panic. I sensed that something was wrong. I immediately stood up and went out to check. Through the dense fog, I could see several huge iron boxes approaching. I froze instantly. Bullets could not stop the tanks from advancing. Soon, the tanks launched a counterattack. The German soldiers were instantly routed. They began to flee in disarray. Faced with such a disastrous defeat, the German government finally signed the armistice agreement. Just when I thought I could finally go home, an officer, driven by his own selfish interests, ordered an attack 1 hour before the armistice took effect. At this moment, I was already completely numb. Like a walking corpse, I charged towards the enemy positions again. In the end, I still failed to return to Germany.
I scraped the fat off the woman's body, put it all into a basin, then added alcohol, and distilled it. After constant boiling, I made a unique perfume, just one drop, and it can drive people crazy. I dropped the perfume on my hand. The puppy was instantly attracted. It greedily licked the smell that belonged to its owner. But this was far from enough. My goal was to collect 14 bottles of perfume with different scents. That day, I set my sights on the princess. Her beautiful face deeply captivated me, but my attempt failed. To ensure the plan went smoothly, I abducted a pair of twins, wrapped them in cotton cloth, and repeated the previous steps. Just like that, the second bottle of perfume was finished. It seemed to have magic. When the irritable boss smelt it, he suddenly became gentle. In the days that followed, more and more women disappeared. People were too scared to go out, boarded up their doors and windows with wooden planks. The once prosperous streets were now empty. But due to the tight security in the palace, I couldn't find a chance to attack the princess. The king, knowing his daughter was targeted, hastily ordered her to be sent out of the city. At that moment, I suddenly woke up from the dream. I smelt the fading scent of the princess, so I chased after her in a hurry. But I didn't realize at all that my crimes had been discovered by the boss. I stood on the mountaintop, took a deep breath with my nose, and quickly located the princess. The next day, when the king woke up, he walked into his daughter's room and found her breathless. The king collapsed in tears. Meanwhile, I finally made the perfume of beauty, but then the guards arrested me. During the investigation, they found the clothes of 20 girls that I had buried in the soil. The king ordered me to be hanged. Before stepping into the execution ground, I opened the perfume. When the guards smelt it, they all showed me great respect. People were stunned by this scene. As I walked up to the gallows, the executioner suddenly knelt down and submitted to me. I silently opened the perfume. I sprinkled it on a handkerchief and waved it towards the crowd. Everyone who smelt it went crazy, and some even knelt on the ground, kowtowing and thanking me repeatedly. Seeing this scene, somehow I cried. My dream was finally fulfilled. Living no longer had meaning for me. When night fell, I poured the perfume all over myself. When people smelled the scent, they immediately surrounded me and tore me to pieces.